Dear council members, my report will be fairly short tonight. First of all, we're giving an update on the Lane Morgan property. She is with King County. She's filed for the boundary line adjustment, and once that is finalized, then the city can look at getting a revised appraisal of the property. Once that has been completed, then we can look to the next step of purchasing the property. So there's definitely a light at the end of the tunnel, and she's getting pretty excited getting all the different steps done and getting the property to the city. Secondly, regarding the notice of violations on the marijuana businesses, I'm working with the city attorney on, you might say, the best track to take in dealing with those particular businesses. And so we're looking at a couple of different options. That they have received their notice of violations, and we're just trying to determine how we'll go to the hearing examiner on it right now. A couple other things we're looking at is our development review procedures, which are pretty out of date, and we're looking at putting together a whole new code section for that to make it clear on how we do our development procedures and our development permits in the city. And then also same thing to do with the subdivision code, which is pretty out of date. We're looking at updating that whole code also. So in a nutshell, that's my report. Are there any questions?
Questions from council? All right, thank you.
Okay. Well, I might add that we do have planning commission next week. Agenda to be determined at this time.
Well, which to put first?
Yes.
Excellent. All right, so next up we have public safety.
Good evening. First off, I'd like to remember, Mayor Geyer brought it up, but we do have our annual open house on Friday, beginning at 4, and goes till 8 p.m., so I'd like to invite our elected officials and all of the citizens. It's a fun event. I know that we have special things going for the children during the open house, and as usual there'll be food and drink and music, and just need the weather to hope the weather is good. And we are participating with the coalition, or we've got 10 other agencies in our coalition for the police, the small police agencies, and today was our first day of mandatory diversity training. It's been taking us over a year to put it all together, but it's mandatory for all the employees of all the 11 agencies. And today we sent 2/3 of ours, and then Wednesday we will complete the training with the rest of our employees. And that's about it.
Okay.
Any questions?
Questions from council?
Thank you.
All right, thank you. So, is there any reports from council members that are not a part of a board or committee? Councilmember Steiger?
I don't have.
Oh, okay.
Just in case he does, he would.
Okay, who's prepared?
Myself feel important.
All right, perfect. Any other council members? No? Okay, so next up we have boards and committees. Finance Committee.
Little Angel Daycare conditional use permit and building permit. Jack Dodge is following up with Little Angel Daycare due to the permit cost owed due to prior owners not properly applying for them. They owe approximately $12,000, and the committee asked that I set up a payment plan that goes no longer than 18 months with interest. He's still waiting on Jack to set up the follow-up meeting. Keeping a full-time engineer and rehiring the maintenance worker 1 in 2016. The committee discussed the economy and its potential impact on hiring a maintenance worker 1 or 2 with the city engineer working full-time. Lance attended the meeting and answered the committee's questions, and that the 2016 budget will allow for the rehire of the maintenance worker 1, and that he will look into how hiring the maintenance worker 2 would impact the budget and help the department and the city. Water revenue bond issue. for the meter replacement project, water meter replacement project. Lance gave the committee an update on where this project is, and I discussed the potential annual cost. This project is moving forward and will be in the 2016 budget, though it may not start until later in 2016. Transportation Benefits District. Lance discussed the importance of the funds that would be generated by incorporating a transportation benefit district in Pacific and the impact on catching up on street maintenance and repairs. I discussed the rule changes relevant to this, not a separate entity. Creating consortium-style services. The committee tasked staff with doing some background research on this possibility and the relevant cities involved to come back later this year. Unfunded mandate compliance. Discussion about a list of these mandates, and then the committee directed staff to look into city badges for the council members and to date them annually for all staff. Water hydrant replacement project funding. The committee talked with staff about the scope of this project and where proposed funding would come from. He has noted Fund 333. Research to be performed by staff and brought back to the Public Works Committee with council approval later this year. The next Finance Committee meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, September 29th at 6:30 p.m.
So the answer to ask you questions. Richard just took a day off today, so he'll be back tomorrow. Governance Committee.
We had our meeting that included our personnel attorney, Sophia, and we discussed the sick leave policy and the donated sick time for employees. We got a lot of information, and we're getting, Amy, you're sending something to us, right? Yes. One of the things that we asked for was a breakdown of which employees had short-term and long-term disability policies, because donated sick leave, we're looking at, it's a stopgap between when they have to go out and when they would qualify for short-term or long-term disability. So it looks like everybody but a few employees have short-term and long-term disability. Most are through their union. So now we're looking at short-term disability for those that don't have it and making this an option so that there's more coverage. We also talked about junk vehicles, the junk vehicle code being updated and defining what exactly is a junk vehicle, what it has to do to meet that qualification. We also talked about subdivision codes and alterations to the plat. So we should be seeing some more stuff on that. So other than that, our next meeting is October 6th. Okay.
Perfect. Question?